Good morning, Sherry Lynn. How are you?
Good morning, and welcome to another. Actually, it's not another, right? This is our first podcast
Yeah, that's
for
right.
Hopeful News Network.
We have a new setup. Isn't it really cool?
I know it's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
first time you've done a podcast.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, good. Me too.
We'll learn together.
So we wanted to talk about the anniversary.
I do, but before that, I want to say how great you look in the headphones and the blue blouse. I hope that the camera can pick it up as well as it looks in person.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Your sweater's very nice as well.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Yay.
Yeah.
Isn't this exciting?
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
We love having anniversaries, but they've gone by so fast. It doesn't even seem like we've been here that long, does it?
What anniversary is this?
Well, it's 8 years for the
Hope
Bio side,
The
and
manufacturing.
then, the manufacturing side, and then it's 4 years for the clinical side, the foundation side.
How did that happen?
It's crazy. It seems like just literally last week I
know.
was here lost and then didn't know what was going on. And 4 years later, I'm still lost and don't know what's going on.
It's not quite that
If it wasn't
bad.
for you, I don't know what I'd do.
No.
No, but seriously though, it's been
Yeah.
so wonderful. Like these past 4 years have been so great. So many patients that we've met over the years and the great things that we've seen, and just look forward to the next 40 years.
Me too.
So many years have gone by already. Seems like just,
I
yesterday
know.
we were starting up, but here we are 4 years later.
Well, I came here in 2018.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So this year I'll have my 6th anniversary. I know, 5.
Wow.
When I came here, we were just doing the very first inpatient treatment for a clinical study. I had at the hospital I was working at been privileged to treat the first inhuman patient with Hope stem cells.
That's right.
Yeah, and then 1 year later, I was here full time, and we did the RA study, which was the safety study that was done
Yes.
in rheumatoid arthritis. That was just incredible. Published. We only were in one wing of this building. We're in the downstairs on one side, and then I can't remember how long it was. Then we had to build out to the top, and they increased the manufacturing and quality. And the next thing we know, in 2020, 2 years, we're taking on the third wing, and the foundation is there. And now, boy, couldn't we use that fourth one?
Definitely. We could definitely occupy the whole building.
So crazy. It's grown so much. I think there were 7 people here. 2 people had left. I was employee number 9.
Number 9. Well, I can't remember if we were at 20 yet when I came. I don't remember my number, but I know that after me.
Oh my
There's been
goodness.
several
So
people.
many.
Yeah.
I know. It's grown like crazy. I think there's like 34 people here
think
now
so,
or something.
yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah, I know. It's
Definitely.
amazing. It's just growing in gangbusters.
And if I haven't said it before, thank you very much for bringing me here. I don't know if a lot of people know that you're the reason that I ended up here. I think some people know, not everybody. We've known each other for, honestly, I can't remember how long it's been.
It's more
how
than
many
20 years.
Yeah.
I know.
It's been a while.
I know.
And we've kind of worked together, here and there throughout the years.
Yep.
And then you ended up here, and
Yep.
one day I get a call from you, come by, take a tour.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know it was going to be an interview, but wow.
And it was right that
It
same
was,
day.
it
We ended up
was.
sitting on one of those chairs in there.
I met Donna that day.
Yeah.
and yeah, it just went
Yeah.
from there, and I'm
And-
so glad.
And we immediately started the COVID studies. Remember, because COVID, the day
Yes.
we opened the foundation, the shutdown with COVID was announced.
That's right.
And then we put those 3 studies together to prevent or treat COVID. And the next thing we know, there you are with Dr. Verone in the hospital
Yes.
saving lives.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
That was it was a crazy time,
Yeah.
a lot going on. Instead of shutting down, as you said, we decided, okay, we can't shut down.
That's
There's
right.
studies we need to do. There's people we maybe can,
Right.
prevent from getting sick, and also
Right.
maybe help those that are currently
And
sick
at
in the
that
hospital.
time, remember, we had 3 people who were getting compassionate use treatment.
That's right.
And that was just going to stop.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my. Yeah.
I'm so
Nope,
glad
here we
that
are.
the decision was made to not shut down and just move
Me
forward.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Of
And
all
so-
the years of nursing that we have, I've been 1996 is when I started nursing. I don't know
I was just a pinch before that.
if maybe a year or two before that you started nursing, right?
just a pinch or two.
No, that's
Yeah.
funny. All that experience, but I wouldn't trade it for what we do currently for sure.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. We've done so much. We've seen so many people in so many studies. When we got through the COVID studies, we went right into Parkinson's and MS, and
Yeah, it's been nonstop.
we haven't looked back. I
In
know.
a good way, yeah.
Now we have one full Parkinson's study complete, the second one almost fully enrolled. The first MS study that's a phase 2 is almost complete. I think, is it
Almost?
this month?
June of this month, of this year.
June of
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
It'll be finished, and there we go.
So excited to find out.
So
what
amazing.
yeah.
Long COVID study, because we found out from COVID, then some people never did get well.
Right.
And some people began to, for reasons we don't know, maybe whatever it was, they've developed these horrible symptoms that linger and linger and linger. And
Yeah. Some
did
of them
a study for that.
2020.
I know, crazy,
Just
right?
years of suffering. Yeah.
And then once they unblind it, we're so excited to see, did those
So
people who
excited.
got full recovery get cells? I don't know.
Yes, I wonder. We hope so, right? But
Yeah.
we don't know. We'll find out. That's part of
we're
it.
pretty sure.
Of all the protocols that we've been approved for and done so far, so 36, I believe, up to this
Is
point,
that insane?
which is an amazing number, right?
I know, crazy.
Yeah, I never would have thought. But so many people that we've met, and obviously so many of the participants and people we've met stand
Yeah.
out. Like, is there one particular story or patient that kind of stands out the most for you?
Gosh,
It's hard to pick.
there's so many, but so many of the first, the
Right.
people we did who were first, like our first spinal cord patient.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the video that's uploaded, what is it called? Beyond Boundaries.
Yeah.
That is,
Amazing.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Those things are not possible. They can't happen, but they did. And there they are. That's so incredible. It's on YouTube, and I think it's on all of the social media sites too, but so easy to find on YouTube. And then he was just incredible. And then our first Parkinson's patient, oh my goodness, the change in her initially, even after just 7 treatments, what she did, those 7 biweekly. And then I think that's uploaded maybe on YouTube too. I know it was
I think so, yeah.
Facebook live feed that was done in, was that 2020 or 20?
I believe so. 2020.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What was it called? The second annual Health Innovation Summit.
There you go. Yeah.
With Dan Crenshaw. Incredible thing that was there.
Life changing.
Yeah. And then our first CP patient, Leo. There's a few things written about him, even the Leo effect, the thing of doing a study for one person. Yeah, Leo, there's not a doubt in my mind or in his mom's mind that his life was saved through this treatment. At 14, he weighed 56 pounds. He was just like a little skeleton covered in skin.
Yeah.
So precious.
As a first patient, remote patient that I treated, I remember the first time that I tagged along with you to go meet him and kind of, oh my goodness, seeing him. Then once you see somebody like that, there's no question why we do what we do.
And, when I had read his records, there was like question if he could see, could he see and you remember how much he had the drooling that he couldn't help. It just came out of his mouth, and he was getting Botox injections to try to stop the salivary glands from producing so much, his little mom would just automatically tap that rag to his mouth. I don't even think she was aware of it. She just did it constantly.
Yeah,
and
it was routine.
and that's one of the first things that stopped,
Right.
But the bigger thing was that for whatever reason that this child could not gain weight, I do not know why. He had a family that loved him. He had a feeding tube to get all the calories. His mom was trying to give him stuff by mouth, but he couldn't. It was like a failure to thrive. He just couldn't. Right. He couldn't gain weight, and his scoliosis was so severe. Bad. I know. I looked into that, and it seems that the more severe the CP is, the more severe the scoliosis. They go hand in hand. I have no idea why that is, but his was so bad. And then when he turned 15, remember, he couldn't even get out of the bed. Mm-hmm. Yep, because he was so twisted. He couldn't sit in a wheelchair.
So severe.
It was horrible. 15 years old and bedridden. But remember, he had started to call to his mom.
Yep.
That was like, what? Had making his opinions known.
Yes.
You remember that one thing we saw? His mom sent the little short video of him with a Cheeto in his hand. He got the Cheeto up to his mouth. It was like, how did this happen? I know. But we kept on, and he gained weight. And then he got to, I think, 86 pounds or something. And he goes to the doctor, and they are amazed at his weight gain.
So remember, they wouldn't even, so they had evaluated him for surgery, but anesthesia wouldn't even touch him because of his weight. And of course, he wasn't a good candidate.
They said he was too high risk. Yeah.
Right. So they wanted him to be at least, if I remember correctly, 80 pounds.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he passed that 80
he
pounds.
He passed that. But then they started rejecting him, saying he had pneumonia. Right. He had no symptoms of pneumonia, but it wound up being a shadow from probably his rib cage, maybe, that from him being so twisted up. Mm-hmm. And it looked like they finally did him. And they put the rods in his back and straightened him out quite a bit, where he was able to get back into a wheelchair.
Drastic change.
Amazing. Yeah. His mom has posted pictures of him standing up with her. Yeah. I don't think he can get up on his own yet, but he can stand.
His birthday parties. I've seen him at the park, enjoying the park.
He's so big now. Yeah. Last, I think he was like 120 pounds or something. I don't know.
He graduated high school.
Yeah,
it's so amazing to see them.
You never forget those things. Never. And the gratitude of the families, that they're so thankful for. Yeah, he was so special.
One of the very, of course, the first study that I participated in as far as, clinical coordinator was at the hospital with Dr. Verone. And that was for the people that were already admitted to the hospital with COVID at the time.
They were very sick.
Severely ill. Yeah. And so we treated about 50 people in that study. Yeah. And that was at the time, of course, where 2020, no visitors allowed.
Right.
These people would go to the ER severely ill. Most of them were dying. Yeah. So many of them were dying. And they didn't allow family to be with them. Some of them had taken their phones with them if they were lucky, but then no charger because they didn't expect maybe to be there for so long. And some of them were there for months.
And remember, they had put that tent up, and the Army had come in and put a tent up. And,
National Guard ended up coming in and taking over one of the units.
Yeah.
Because it was just so overwhelming. And so luckily they provided some staff, and that was great. One of the patients I'll never forget in that study, Mr.
I don't know if you can say that name.
Well,
the young bleep
it.
bleep the name. The young man. He was
36 years old. Yeah. 36 years old with a little 2-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And
she turned 2 while he was in the hospital. Remember, because of his birthday. Yeah. I remember hearing about this.
Had told them he probably wouldn't get to see her birthday, much less discharge and go home.
Right.
And so, but he was, we begged with his physician, don't intubate him, give him a little chance. We had started giving him cells, at that point. And, within 24 hours, he miraculously
started to make a change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were able to watch him wait.
Yeah. He discharged home about 3 weeks later, and I still keep in touch with him. He's exercising. He's healthy. His little girl is obviously, I think she's 6 now. No, maybe 5, maybe going on 6 around there.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
He's working.
He's working. He's living a normal, healthy life.
Yeah. He never got sick.
It's interesting because when they discharged him, even on his follow-ups, they even told him, you're going to have respiratory issues. You're probably going to you could possibly end up having to use oxygen for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He did get discharged home on oxygen, but a few
he's
days later
continued to
he
heal.
was, yeah. And to this day, he told me he's back to his normal routine, exercises, goes to the gym, goes swimming, no issue.
Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, you can't forget him.
Yeah.
I know. He is, I remember hearing about him and the condition that he was in, and knowing he's just begging for a chance to see his daughter's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Could he just, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But I also remember somebody, was it on a phone or something? We had a video of him going home.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they wheeled him to the front door? It was like,
that was him.
That was such a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was still in the hospital when his daughter had her birthday.
Yeah.
But we ended up doing FaceTime. So we brought up some balloons for her, of course, for him to give to her. And his wife and little girl were at home. And so he ended up being able to see her birthday after all.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really, really a wonderful thing you did, setting up the birthday thing for him.
It wasn't just me. It was actually a whole team of us.
Isn't that
it
wonderful?
was, there was a whole team of us that was there, on a daily basis. And we were there for several months, and for many hours a day in that unit.
Yeah.
And that was a scary time. We didn't know what it was, right? We didn't know much about it. We thought it was a respiratory illness.
Do you remember all the stuff was going on where the refrigerator trucks and people who were, nobody knew. It was horrible.
Knew.
Yeah. But we got some beautiful stories out of there.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that was quite the time. Here.
What's next, Sherry Lynn?
I don't know.
One of the things that as the years go by, one of the things that has changed in our protocols is after 36, we learn from every single one.
Every single one.
And every single one gets better and better and better as we go.
Yeah.
We're a really small foundation, really small company. And so just to have 36 protocols approved in this short amount of time is unheard of.
And for how many indications?
Exactly.
So many.
Yeah, it's usually
so many.
The big, huge companies that are able to, they conduct the protocols because they have the means and they, are able to get approved. Small companies, usually do not get approved for protocols.
We've done a lot of what they call N of 1, the compassionate use for people who had absolutely no other way to turn.
Right.
There's nothing else for them. That's it.
I think that definitely one of the positives is the size. We talk about something, we all get in a room, we meet, we decide, we all, collaborate, and the protocol is written with the input of everybody and a lot of hard work from regulatory and the people that write the protocols.
There's a lot of people involved in that, right?
Yeah. But it doesn't take, whereas, these big companies, it takes forever just for them to decide on one thing probably. And us, we can, get it done pretty quickly. So we don't have all the overhead. We definitely are grateful for every single penny that we get. We have some really great people that fund our studies.
Yes.
And we definitely watch every penny that we put into our protocols.
Yeah, we really do. And what makes a difference, I think, in how they happen so quickly and whatnot? It's the real heart behind it.
Right.
Whenever an indication is brought up for a potential study, it's because we're so absolutely dedicated to trying to find a way to help those people. Yeah,
that's you're 100% right. The people that we meet, they're definitely not a number to us. Right. We get to know each and every one of them.
Yeah.
We get to know their families a lot of times. We definitely keep in touch with participants that, that have been here throughout the years. I mean, they become family. I always tell them on their end of study, this isn't goodbye. It's until next time. You're part of the family now.
That's right.
And so definitely very grateful for that.
Yeah. On the manufacturing side, the stem cell banking has grown so much as people are preparing, they're storing their cells, getting ready for when we get an approval so that they can access them. And everyone sees the potential in helping your body heal itself with your own cells.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Isn't that so exciting how people are hearing more and more about us? Most of it is word of mouth.
Yeah, I think you're right. Mm-hmm.
And it's such a great feeling to know that people more and more are reaching out to us, or they attend, one of our events, or, and because they've heard about us by a family or friend or a physician sometimes. I mean, that's great that the word is getting out there in a positive way.
Yeah.
So that feels really good for sure.
Yeah. And we've done that one fundraiser. That was the luncheon. Mm-hmm. When was that?
That was in October of 23.
Yep, October of 2023. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was so wonderful. It was incredible to have Mr. Bethune spoke for Parkinson's, Yeah. It was absolutely incredible. And now we're planning the second one this year, October 26th.
26th, our first
October
annual
26th.
Hope Gala. Yes.
A formal, right?
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
You get to dress up, go get in a pretty dress and some high heels.
Oh my gosh. High heels.
Yeah,
it'll be wonderful. That's the good thing about a long dress. You can't tell what kind of shoes are on.
Yeah. So we just had our anniversary, but that, we hope to be around for forever, right? And so this gala is to help raise funds to continue the work that we do. It's so important. It's we say it's for the people that need it the most, right? And it truly is. Yeah. But selfishly for me, like, I love seeing the changes in these patients, right?
Yes, it's so
beautiful.
People
that don't otherwise have any other option, no hope. They've been usually done anything and everything that they've heard of or been suggested by their physician or, somebody else, and they come to us, and sometimes it's years after their diagnosis. Sometimes it's pretty early. Yeah. But just the things we see are just
You
amazing.
Remember the young girl, 15, who had the Ehlers-Danlos?
Yes.
So much pain, so much anxiety. So smart, brilliant. Just an incredible mind and soaring with education, but she is in so much pain and missing so much. And then the last time we saw her, she looks like every other kid, just like going to prom and dating and not having a headache every single day. Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness, she got her whole life back. Her family's so happy, aren't they? They were just so, it was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. She's thrilled. She looks beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
15. Incredible.
Big smile on her face now, whereas before you could literally see the pain on her face.
Yep. The long COVID people.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Was that amazing?
The things that we see with the long COVID patients, I mean, it's some of them, a lot of them in their 20s.
I know. The kid who was 18.
Yeah.
Remember when his mom brought him?
Yeah.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
He of course, it was blinded. Hadn't been unblinded yet.
Right.
But he's one of the ones who got a full recovery.
He I talk to him often. As a matter of fact, he texted me a few weeks ago about the unblinding. I told him, hang in there. I know it's been a while, but it'll be soon, hopefully. But, he still tells me every time I just want to know, he said, but there's no doubt in my mind that I could receive cells, right? Just because of the miraculous recovery that he
And it's so sad that we have to do the placebo arm because of the people who are so desperate for recovery. But Hope does something that not everybody does. And that is when the study is unblinded, so long as the treatment is effective. And so far it has been. Those people who suffered through and didn't get treatment get the same course of treatment that those who got it got.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, the data is so important, of course. Yeah. And the data, the integrity of the data is so important to keep accurate, information because we wanted to show what it is,
that's how we started the foundation.
Right.
because there were other companies who were conducting studies. They were doing one in particular study, and we did 2 different sites, and no one cares about the accuracy and the completeness of your data like you do.
Right.
You know, it's a mistake. No, you can't have a mistake. It has to be right. It has to be complete. It has to be on time. And if it isn't, we have to know why. We need to make it. And so, that's how the foundation came into, so that we have absolutely the most pristine data possible.
Right. That's also why it's so important. And we stress to the patients that sign up for our studies, you know, at screening and throughout the study, it's so important to complete the study, you know, in its entirety, because we want to have the complete data, you know, to answer the questions of how you feel, you know, the best of your ability, you can answer those questions so we can have clear, accurate data, and to, you know, report things, you know, even if they don't think it's important, report it.
Yeah,
we're going to document it, you know, you know, let it be whatever it is. But that's so important with these studies, so we can get a clear answers, hopefully clear data.
Yeah. And then we have people in there who are reviewing it and making sure that everything is exactly as it should be.
Yeah.
And that makes us so much more efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we can't do that, if we don't do that, then why are we here? You know, so we have to do it the right way.
And then, you know, before, when we're talking about all the studies and everything, we don't do every one of them. Sometimes other companies do them.
Right.
And we just finished, or I think they're finishing up the last of the visits on their 2-year follow-up with the traumatic brain injury study done at UTL here in the medical center.
How exciting.
I know. I'll be so happy when they release that data. But it is got to be wonderful, because their PI, Dr. Cox, took the preliminary data to the Department of Defense and got almost $5 million to keep studying our cells treating traumatic brain injury. That there's no other treatment for that.
Yeah. Wasn't there even participants that, I mean, now they're of course adults, but they had that traumatic brain injury like when they were...
Yeah. One was a kiddo that was dropped at, I want to say 16 months old or something.
Yeah, less than 2.
They said the most recent injury was somewhere around a year, I think. But the most remote injury was almost 17 years, 16 years and something.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
To make a difference 17 years later, can you imagine?
I know. To make a difference, period, because there's there's nothing for that.
Right.
You have a stroke and your brain is damaged. You get that initial recovery in the first year or so, but after that, that's it. Whatever deficits you're left with, that's it.
And they tell you that when they discharge you, that's pretty much as good as you're going to get, unfortunately.
Yeah. What you see is what you get. That's what they say. But then that just brings to mind our fellow who's greater than 70, who lives in the Midland, Odessa area. Mm-hmm. And he's sent home after he had it wasn't exactly a stroke, but it was kind of a stroke after he had a meningioma removed.
Right.
And then what happened? He, years later, probably 20 years after that, fell out of the car on his face and broke his neck.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah, horrible. And at his age and frailty, when they finally discharged him, they were ready to discharge him home on hospice because he couldn't lift his arms. He couldn't feed himself. He couldn't sit up. He couldn't maintain himself whatsoever.
Yeah.
And now,
oh my goodness!
Now he's playing bunco and going to church and traveling to New York and doing.
He sends us pictures of when he goes out on Saturday morning for breakfast and has his waffles. Big smile on his face, enjoying his waffle. He loves his waffles.
I know. I'll never forget when I first saw him. Yeah. And to eat or drink, his wife would take a bite and give him a bite. Yeah. Take a drink, give him a drink, because he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And now he's fine. He's doing all of that on his own. That's amazing. So they're by age or by rarity of the disease or whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we jump in there and give it a try, and he got
That's
his
right.
life back. That's
Yeah,
right.
you never
I
know.
That's right.
Never know what's going to happen.
I know. Pretty exciting. So I think the more that we can engage our neighbors and our community and the importance of what we're doing and why they should be helping support it.
Absolutely. That's one thing that I've had so many comments about, when I get together with friends or a lot of times even strangers they ask me, what do you do for a living? Boy, I can't wait for that question because I can talk. And I think the only other person that can talk more than me is you. But when I get to talking about my job and what we do here, the things we see and what we, see in the future and what our hopes are, oh my God, it's like I can go on forever.
I know.
And they see it, right?
I know. I have to tell people they have to start kind of backing away because my mouth is still going because
Every
there's
step
so
they
many
back
things.
away, we take one step forward.
Yeah, it's like do we know for sure that all these things will work? We don't know yet. We're proving it.
Yeah.
But boy, do we think that the hope is there. We
Wow.
believe it's possible. It's like, I can see this happening based on what we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
I know.
I think that, we talk about the anniversary, the 8-year anniversary, the 4-year anniversary of the foundation.
Yeah.
And I said, I look forward to the next 40 years. I truly believe that in 40 years, who knows what this is going to be? I know it's going to be amazing. That's, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
But I think that one of the biggest reasons why hope will be around in the future is because we do it for the right reasons, which is no other reason other than to give these people hope.
Yep.
And the benefit we get out of it is nothing but watching them have a smile on their face after, forever of not being, being able to do that because of pain or whatever other reason, them walking, them being able to eat food again, those small things that we take for granted, are the huge things that we see because they're so important, right? Quality of life. And so I think if we continue that with the support of these generous people sometimes that we've never met, and I can't say thank you enough to.
I know, me too.
It's just, we get emotional thinking about it sometimes, but the calls, the emails, the comments we get on our website, on, the YouTube videos. The amount of calls and comments just last week, people were commenting, about, our spinal cord injury patient. They were commenting about, Parkinson's. It's always something, even commenting about our hopeful news, which is so funny, but amazing at the same time that people actually tune in to watch me and you. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's how he said me first. Him. And
Which, since you brought it up, though, I do want to give a big thank you to all of my viewers. I think there's 3 now. And but no, I don't know if you saw it, but did you see this plaque is this a
how could I miss it?
Oh yeah. And I was thirsty. That wasn't the reason. The reason I have it on here is because I'm thirsty. It wasn't to show you that somebody made this for me as well. But one of our patients did say that you and I should go on the road and do a stand-up routine.
Wait.
Can you imagine?
No, actually, no, I cannot. I absolutely cannot.
No, well, thank you for joining me. It's always good to have you as a guest on my show, and hope you join me again next time. If you join me every time, that'll be great. I love having you.
Oh, this is the David show now?
Oh, no. Is it the...
this is hopeful news.
Hopeful news. That's right. There you go.
I'm going to be here. But you know what? I'm wondering now, since they kind of set us up with this new thing, are we going to get to have guests that we get to talk to other guests?
That would be
have
great.
People come in?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
I can think of people I would love to get my hands on.
I bet you can.
I know. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get to do that.
Maybe my BFF Pam will come by and visit with us.
Oh my God. Would you stop? Yeah.
Pam was Sherry's best friend up until I met her.
Yeah, she still is. 40 some years. Somehow David thinks he's going to get all the scoop from 40 years ago.
You know what would be great, actually, though, is
Yeah.
one of the times when we do this,
Yeah.
we can bring old pictures of you, like Sherry Lynn through the years. That would be, I think that would probably be our most popular show yet. What do you want to bet? You're kind of speechless. I've never seen this.
With this thing in my face, I'm acutely aware that everything I say is recorded. So I'm going to ask you to right now to take just a moment and read my mind. Okay?
Sherry Lynn, that's not very nice. I can see exactly what you're telling me.
Okay. So I think happy anniversary to Hope.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to me and you.
This. Yeah,
I know.
I can't wait.
I know.
I can't
and
wait.
to everyone who listens to Hopeful News, thank you for joining us again.
Yes.
We're kind of enjoying
You're the reason we're here. Thank you for supporting us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
All right. So
And don't
until
forget
next
to go to
time,
our website and sign up for our gala.
Newsletters
October 26th.
for the gala.
Yeah, 2024. It's going to be at the Post Oak Hotel. Really nice venue. It's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful.
We need
good food, good times
Yep.
for a very good cause.
get to meet people that have been through studies possibly, and
Yeah.
or thinking about joining studies, and we always need sponsorships
Yeah.
and donations for auctions and
Yeah.
anything that you can think of. It'd be great. We appreciate it very much.
Very much. So until next time,
Until next time,
stay hopeful, Houston.
thank you.